Hello, good evening, and welcome to today's episode of Become a Better Man. My name is Tunde Disu. Thank you so much for being part of today's program. We don't have the sunshine today, so we're back inside the house for today's program, and I hope you like the setup. Every now and again, we'll try to vary the way we do it and where we do it. So I hope this looks good. I like it. It's slightly different, but it's equally good. On today's program, we are looking at a topic that might not be very popular, but it is worth looking at. It is worth visiting. It is worth delving into for us to really speak to ourselves. The topic for today is truth hurts, but it's good for you. The truth hurts, but it's very good for you and I. And I know it's slightly unusual from the type of topics that we normally look at, that we examine on this program. But remember, the ultimate aim of this platform is for us to become better at who we are, better at what we do, and better at how we relate one to another, ultimately becoming the best that we can be and that we are purposed to be. So the topic might be slightly unusual, but it is equally important for us to examine, especially in this day and age where truth has become very relative, has become what you think it is and what I think it is, and how I see it and how you see it. As long as my truth is not hurting you or your truth is not affecting me, then it must be true to you, and if it's true to you, then it's true. Well, the reality is, as much as the world has come to accept that and like to run on that thread, I still feel there is the truth. There is the truth, the universal truth. In fact, truth is a universal currency. It is generally recognized. It is generally accepted. It is generally expected. And it is generally appreciated. The truth is a universal currency that is generally recognized, accepted, appreciated, and expected by all. Truth has no color. It has no creed. It is not something that is that one group of people or one set of people or one denomination of people have a monopoly on. Truth is universal. Truth it stands on its own. And it is up to you and I to choose whether we want to be on the side of the truth or not. But you see, the one of the elements of truth, or one of the characteristics of truth, is that irrespective of how much you try to twist it, to bend it, to walk around it, the truth will always stand on its own. And it's up to you and I to choose whether we want to align our lives with the truth or we want to go the opposite way. Truth means being in accord with fact, with reality, or an original or a standard. Truth means being in accord, being in agreement, being in collaboration with fact, with reality, with originality, with a set standard. And so when you look at it from that point of view, you'll agree with me that the idea of your truth is your truth and my truth is my truth. Well, if two of us are seeing the same thing and if our opinions are different and the two opinions are regarded as true, then something is wrong somewhere, because truth is on its own. It's by itself. For instance, if you go down the street today at this time or any time of the day and you ask people, what is truth? What is truth? You'll be amazed the varying definitions and explanations and characteristics and all of that people will give for what the truth is. But you see, it doesn't change the fact that the truth, whatever is true, is true. Truth, it stands. It's like in a bicycle wheel, there's always another wheel, or sorry, a pivotal point in the middle that all the spokes align themselves to or are joined to. That centerpiece, that pivot in the middle is the truth. The truth stands on its own, and it's up to you and I to align ourselves and associate and regard ourselves on the side of the truth. So the concept of truth has, unfortunately, in our modern days, fallen on hard times. Everybody is not very truthful, where most people are very economical with the truth. The leaders are completely not telling the truth. The followers are believing a lie called the truth. The whole world is living on falsehood. And the damage that is doing to the fabrics of society is beyond imagination. Because what you believe, what you have been told, or what you have accepted as the truth, what you have accepted as the norm, when you find out, or somewhere down the line, the truth actually manifests itself, and it's completely different from what you have over the years built your life or built your career or your existence upon, then you feel cheated. You feel somebody has taken advantage of you. Our churches are not different. The religious houses and religious sectors are not different. Everybody is twisting the truth in one way or another to suit their own agenda. When in actual fact, all we have to do is to find the truth, is to know the truth, is to relate and befriend the truth. Jesus said, I am the truth. He didn't say, I am one of the truth. He said, no, I am the truth, which means when you see me, you see the truth. What does that mean? The truth is transparent. The truth relates to everybody. The truth impacts and affects everybody. We all rally round and gravitate towards the truth. And that, unfortunately, in the world we live in today, has been sacrificed on the platform of different things. Some people think that there is no absolute truth anymore. People believe there is no absolute truth anymore, but that is wrong. Because for them, truth is simply what they think it is. Yeah, but it might be what you think it is, but your thought might be based on limited information, wrong information, corrupted information, or no information at all. So if your stand and your belief and your conviction has no basis in truth, then whatever you produce out of it will not be the truth. Everything these days is relative. And what is true for you might not be true for me, but if you have your truth and I have my truth, then so be it. But maybe if we just stop and examine and just ask, perhaps, just maybe, the problem is it's not with the truth. Maybe the problem is not that we don't know what the truth is. Maybe the problem is that we don't know that we know what the truth is. As we were growing up as little children, one of the lessons that our parents instilled in us is to tell the truth, is to always tell the truth. And so it is not an excuse for anybody, especially at adult age, to pretend or to declare that they don't know what the truth is. We all know the truth. The challenge is that, do we know that we know the truth and doing something different from what we know? Because I think that is where this relativity of truth originated from, where everybody says, yes, but. The moment you put the but in it, everything you've said, everything you've done, everything you've believed up to that point of but is irrelevant, is erased the moment you put your but in it. So we may not be confident in our knowledge of what the truth is, simply because we're struggling to articulate. We're struggling nowadays to define. We're struggling to establish. There is no conviction, no strong conviction of what the truth is and the definition of the word truth to a lot of people. But the good news is this: even if that is where you are, if that is where I am, there is hope, because there are things that we can do. There are remedies that we can put in place. There are things that we need to examine. We need to go back to our roots. We need to go back to the beginning. We need to find out what exactly was the foundation of truth as far as I am concerned. I read a book. I think I mentioned it in one of our previous programs. It's called True North by a guy called Bill George. And simply it's saying every human being has a compass on the inside, and that compass from day one points to the north, being pointing to the top. And as we grow up, we are trained, we are brought up with that concept of our compass must always point to the north, and that is the truth. But as we grow older, according to this book, as we grow older, we are exposed to other things. We're exposed to other realities. We're exposed to other definitions of what the truth is. And ultimately, every man and every woman's life will be a product of how much you stay consistent with that inner compass that is pointing up north. For everyone along the way, because of circumstances, because of environment, because of whatever it is you want to factor into the equation, that compromises their conviction of their compass pointing north, they suffer a wreckage in their lives. And so, truth is universal. Truth is constant. Truth is above all. So tonight, what I would like for us to do is to really speak the truth to ourselves. Is for us to examine some aspects of our life, some things around us, some things about us, and really maybe we have allowed the environment, the society, the exposure, the pressure, we have allowed life to really to kind of take us off alignment as far as truth is concerned. And so I would like for us to just look at some of those things by telling ourselves the gospel truth, the truth. Because you see, it is it is bad for people to lie to you. It's bad for people to deceive you. It's bad for people to mislead you. It's bad for people to give you wrong information. But what is worse is when you deceive yourself, when you lie to yourself, when you are not truthful with yourself. Then that means that goes beyond, almost beyond redemption. So what I'd like for us to do tonight is to look at some of these simple, basic truths of life and see how we have embraced them, how we have interacted with them or still interacting with them, and hopefully that by the end of the program, one or two things will have come home to all of us and give us reason to think and where necessary make changes to our lives, to our existence, to everything about us, so that ultimately we can continue on this journey of becoming better men and better women. And in order for us to do that, what I'd like for us to do is to first consider the nature of truth. The nature of truth. And in my study and in my preparation for this program, I came across three distinct natures of truth. The first one is that there is what is called the pragmatic theory of truth. The pragmatic theory of truth. And what that simply means, truth is anything that works. If it works, then it's the truth. That is the pragmatic, that's the practical theory of truth. If it works, then it must be the truth. Even though there are pitfalls to that conviction or to that line of thought. Then the second nature of truth is the what is called the coherence theory of truth. The coherence theory of truth. And simply put, that means truth is logical, consistent, coherence among a set of beliefs that individuals hold. Truth, coherence theory of truth simply says truth is logical, truth is consistent, truth is coherent within the set of beliefs that you hold or I hold dear and live our lives within its parameters. Then the third nature of truth is what is called the correspondence theory of truth. The correspondence theory of truth. And what that is, it says truth is when an idea or a belief or a statement matches or corresponds with the way the world actually is, the reality of the world. When an idea or a statement or a belief or a system, when it matches the reality of what the world is, then that is a correspondence truth, a theory of truth. And when you look at these three theories of truth, I think that third one is it's more like the common sense of it, because it is not based on your truth and my truth, but it is based on what actually is. You see, I've heard people say you can have your own opinion, you can have your own ideas, but you can't have your own facts. Facts are they are just facts. They are true, and you may not agree with them, you may not even like them, but it doesn't change the fact that that's what they are. 2 plus 2 will always be 4. That's a fact. Now, whether you agree with the theory of arithmetic or you disagree with the theory of geometric calculation is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is 2 plus 2 will always be true. Will always be 4, rather. I've said all of this to lay a foundation of what we're going to be looking at tonight. Like I said, the title of tonight's program is Truth Hurts, but it's good for us. And so we are going to be looking at some of the Some of the things that we have said to ourselves, some of the things we have come to believe, some of the ideas and notions with which we have kind of managed our lives and still running our lives, and how they are either leading us towards the path of becoming better men and better women, or they're actually going in the opposite direction. And the unfortunate thing is, if they are going in the opposite direction and we are in that train and we are in that flow, then the result will speak for itself. Your life and my life is what we make of it. Your life, my life, is what we make of it. And the only person who can help with your life is you. The only person that can help with my life is myself. So in order for us to really embrace this concept, we need to take personal responsibilities. We need to accept personal responsibilities of how to improve our lives, how to make it better, how to make it work better, how to produce better results, how to change and grow and expand and upgrade ourselves. This is one of the truths that we must face and we must take responsibility of. We all must understand and accept that harsh truth hurts, but it's good for us. You see, the truth on its own, by nature, by character, in whatever form you look at it, the truth is bitter to swallow. It is hard on the flesh. But you see, unless we're prepared to take it as it is, we will perpetually live in self-deception. So what are some of the truths that we're not telling ourselves, or we don't want to hear? People around us, people about us would like to tell us the truth, point us in the direction, and expose, because it hurts the flesh, because it's burdensome on the flesh. We don't want to hear it. So we're going to look at some of these fundamental truths tonight. Because to become better men and better women, we must wake up. We must smell the coffee. We must face the music. We must buckle up. We must be prepared to ride out this rough journey. Because ultimately, that is what will make us better in our lives and in everything that we do. So, what are some of these truths that we don't want to tell ourselves? What are some of these truths that we don't want to hear from others, even though they're good for us? The first one, we must understand, we must tell ourselves that life as it is, life as we know it, will never be perfect. Now, I know religious minds are already, the alarm bells are going in your religious mind. What do you mean? We have perfect peace in Jesus Christ. And I believe that. But you remember, even Jesus said, in this world, you will have tribulations. You have challenges. You have obstacles. You have things that will confront you, that will shake you to your core. What am I saying? We must tell ourselves, we must wake up to the truth of the fact that life will never be perfect. It's not a walk in the park. It will never be. There is no such thing as the right time to do anything in life. There is no such thing as this is the right time, or when the right time comes, then I will. The truth is, there is no right time. If you are waiting for the right time to do something, like you are waiting for the right time to pursue being your own boss, being self-employed, you are waiting for the right time to write that book that you know you need to write. You're waiting for the right time to speak to that person that you know you need to speak to, you have to speak to, you must speak to. If you're waiting for the right time to make peace with your spouse, if you're waiting for the right time to put your to concentrate on your career, if you're waiting for the right time to 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 move to a new location, to start a new journey, to do something that you know in your knower is the right thing to do. If you are waiting for the right time, you're going to wait forever. You will wait forever. You see, the reality, the truth is, all this idea of waiting for the right time, in most cases, the waiting philosophy of it's not the right time, in most cases, is a demonstration of the fear of change that we carry. We're not willing to change. We're too scared to embrace change, to do something different. We're too, if you don't mind me using the word, we're too coward to do what we know we need to do, to be where we need to be, to say what we know we need to do, say, to have what we need to have. The idea of facing change, of facing of the unknown, is what is keeping a lot of people from embracing change, from moving, from doing what they know they have to do, they should do, they must do. But what do? We explain it away, saying, I'm just waiting for the perfect time. Especially among Christians, we are so good at saying, "No, I'm just waiting I'm waiting on the Lord." No, He's waiting on you. The Lord has done His bit. He's now waiting on you and I to do our bit. If you're waiting for the perfect time, you will wait forever. You will never actually have to take action and confront that fear that is holding you back. But my advice to you is this. If you are like me, that you really want to become a better man, to become a better woman, then you will do that thing that you are scared of. You will stand up for that thing that is keeping you down. You will face your Goliath and see it crumble. You will face the mountain and see yourself on top of it. Because when you do that, there is a sense of joy, fulfillment, satisfaction, accomplishment that comes all over you, and you'll be glad that you refuse for that to hold you back. So stop waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Get on with it. The second truth that we need to... What's that? Oh, you see my connection is weak. The second truth, if you can hear me, please let me know, because this thing is saying my connection is weak. Let me know if you can't hear me properly, or if it's breaking, or... The second truth that we need to confront and tell ourselves is that no one is going to fix you. No one is going to fix you. No one is going to fix you. Thank you, Deborah. So you can hear me. Thank you. No one is going to fix you. Now, everybody and everything will damage you, will break you down, will shatter you. But ultimately, when it's all said and done, it is not anybody's responsibility to fix you. Thank you, Adejobi. To fix you, to make you well, to make you whole. If you are waiting for, quote and unquote, the knight in the shining armor to gallop into town and sweep you off your feet and take you to land, Kukuland, well, the shiny armor knight is trying to fix himself. And so if you need fixing, fix yourself. Be happy for other people in your life. Be happy for the people that are in your life. Be happy with them. Be happy for them. Be happy together with them. Because in the course of you being happy with them, the happiness rubs off on you and it heals your broken heart. However, just because you have to be happy for them and be happy with them, the temptation that you need to be careful of is that you don't become dependent on them for your own happiness. Be happy with them, be happy for them, rejoice and be glad with them. But don't depend on them for your source of happiness. Because if you do, you will find yourself perpetually, consistently, constantly on a never-ending roller coaster journey. One day you are up, the next day you are down. One day you are swinging, the next day you are leaning. One day you are happy, the next month you are not happy, because you are expecting, you are hanging the coat of your happiness on other people's pegs. It's not their responsibility to make you happy. It's not their responsibility to fix you. Yes, they will help you along the way. Yes, they will encourage you. Yes, they will support you. But ultimately, it is your responsibility and my responsibility to fix ourselves. Now, you may be lonely, but it doesn't mean you are alone. You may be lonely, but it does not mean that you are alone. You are never alone. But no one is going to fix your loneliness problem. No one. You have to come to a point where you say, do you know what? I need to change the status quo. I need to move from this point. I need to do something different. Insanity is doing the same thing, expecting a different result. You are the only one that can fix your loneliness. So, in your own best interest, take personal responsibility for your own life. Because when you do that, when you take personal responsibility for your life, you will discover that all along, there is more to you than meets the eyes. You are more powerful than you thought you are. You are more capable than you've told yourself. There is more to you. There is a depth about you that is yet untapped and unreached. So to become a better man and become a better woman, realize that the only person who can help you is yourself. And get on with it. Another truth that we must face, that we must tell ourselves, that we must embrace, that we must run with, that we must wrap around and be wrapped around us, is the fact that too many of us live in the past. Too many people live their lives looking backward, and then they wonder why they're not making progress. Nobody drives a car with their focus permanently on the rear view mirror. If you do that, you'll crash your car. What am I saying? Recognize the fact that the past is already written. The past has already been established. The path has come. The past has gone. The past is not here now. Have you ever made a mistake in your life, and the mistake is so fundamental, so big that you just wish, you hope, you pray, you will give anything to go back and make that mistake right? If you have, which I am so convinced we all are, well, welcome to the club of people with history, of people with past, of people with story to tell, of people with scars to show for what the past has been to them. Guess what? It's called being a human being. It's called being alive. It's called being living. It's called being a human being. Yes, there may be a great form of sense of regret in it. You may feel terrible for that incident, for what you said, for what you didn't do, for whatever it is in your past. But beating yourself up now and refusing to face today and plan for tomorrow ain't gonna change what has happened. I said this to people. I said, don't let your past rob you of your today and deny you of your tomorrow. Don't allow it. The past is a vital aspect of your life, but the only thing the past is good for is for you to learn the lessons from it. It's for you to remember the point at which you took the wrong turning, the point at which you stumble, the point at which you said what you're not supposed to say, and let that be a lesson, an experience that will guide you as you go further in your life. But don't live in your past. Because beating yourself up about what has already happened will serve you no purpose. It will not help you. If anything, it will stifle your creativity. It will choke today out the life out of your today. So to become a better man, to become a better woman, shift your attention to the present. Shift your attention to today. Shift your attention to now. Because this is what and where you have control over. This is what you can manage. This is where you can make something meaningful out of your life. And use this today, the present, as a platform to prepare and plan for a better future. Not by living in the past. It won't help you. It will not help you. It will not help you. Yesterday is gone. It's in the past. Tomorrow is yet to come. It's in the future. But today is a gift. That's why it's called present. It's a gift. And make the best of it. Get every benefit out of today so that you're better off for it tomorrow. Still along the same line of telling ourselves the truth that the past is already written, the past is history, the past is gone. Another truth we must tell ourselves is that tomorrow is not guaranteed either. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. There is no guarantee of tomorrow. Because you don't know when you will take your last breath. You don't know what can happen as soon as you step out of your house. You don't know what may happen when you put your head on the pillow tonight. You don't know what may happen. So there is no guarantee in tomorrow. All you have, all I have, all that we all have is today, right now. I like what Steve Jobs said. Late Steve Jobs of Apple. He said this. He said, remembering that I'll be dead soon is the most important tool I've ever encountered to help me make the big choices in life. Imagine that. Remembering, realizing that he's going to die soon. He said it's the most important tool that he has ever encountered to help him in making the big choices in life. He said, because almost everything, all external expectations, all pride, all fear of embarrassment, all fear of failure, these things just fall away in the face of death, leaving only what is truly important. That's what Steve Jobs said. Now, if you look at somebody who has it virtually all together in his life, it's Steve Jobs. I mean, Apple is still here for God knows how long. But this guy said, realizing the fact that tomorrow is not guaranteed, realizing that you can drop dead just like that, is the biggest tool, is the most important tool that he had when it comes to making the big choices in life. What am I saying? The next time you catch yourself putting it away till tomorrow, the next time you find yourself saying, oh yeah, I will attend it to it tomorrow, the next time you find yourself pushing what you can do now till later, you are playing a game. You're playing a poker. You're playing a card. And what life has, the hands that life has dealt with you, it's not a winning one. Remember that tomorrow is not guaranteed. Many people went to bed last night with plans and aspirations and programs and agenda and things to do today and never woke up this morning. Many people left their homes this morning to go to work and said to their wives and to their husbands and to their children, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye. I love you. Never came back. Or go back to the house and the people they left are no longer there. To become a better man and to become a better woman, live in the present. Seize the moment. Take that action today, because that is where progress starts from. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. I hope this is helping somebody. Another truth that hurts. It hurts the flesh, but we must tell ourselves is that you have more time than you think you do. You have more time than you think you do. In fact, I will go as far as to say we all need to eliminate the phrase, oh, I don't have time. We need to get rid of it. Because it's not true. We all have time. What we don't have is proper use, proper interaction, proper engagement with the time that we have. I was invited as a guest speaker on a radio station about 5-6 weeks ago. And the topic of our conversation on that program was the effective use of time. And during the course of the discussion, I said something, and the host of the program was like, what do you mean by that? I said, personally, I don't agree with the term time management. And she said, what do you mean? I said, there is no such a thing as time management. Because when you look at the concepts of time management in the sense of administration and office management and whatever, the truth is when you look at all the theories, the characteristics, the requirements, the necessary things you have to do under the title of time management. None of them has to do with time. Oh, make a to-do list. Prioritize your to-do list. Rearrange your to-do list. You can only manage what you have control over. You don't have control over time. We don't have control over time. Whether we use it or not, whether we interact with it or not, whether we engage with it or not, time is going. It's not like you can say, okay, today's Thursday. I'm going to store my time from Tuesday so that I can then extend my Thursday to go beyond 24 hours. It's not possible. There are 168 hours in every week. That's a lot of time. But what do? At the end of the week, we say, wow, where has time gone? I can't believe it's already Thursday. What happened to time? Nothing. Time is just been time. Statistically, it's been said an average person spends just over 4 hours on leisure activities every day. Just hang about, lazy about, do this, do that. Now, I'm not saying you should be buried in your computer and not look up. That's not what I'm saying. But statistically, generally, on average, it is said that an average person spends just over 4 hours, 4.09 hours on leisure activities per day. And most of that time is devoted to screens. TV screen, computer screen, iPad screen, iPhone screen, Samsung screen, screen. I'm using it. We all use it. But the question is, how much of our active time is used inactive before them? That same time that we're spending or not spending, because again, that's one of the things we talked about on that radio program. I said there are 3 things you can do with time. You can either waste it, you can spend it, or you can invest it. You can either waste time, you can spend time, or you can invest time. But that same time, that same 4.09 hours, you could spend that. You could invest that in creating something that will add value to your life, add value to the world, change the circumstance around and about you. You could use that time to read a book, write a book, read a song, sing a song, exercise, improve yourself, do something, contribute something to somebody else. But you know what? It's not because we don't have time. It's simply because we don't prioritize what we use our time for. So the next time you say, I don't have time, or the next time you are tempted to say, I actually don't have time, catch yourself and change it. Oh, that thing it's not my priority. It's not a priority right now. I'll give you some examples. Well, next time you say, I don't have time to exercise, you're just saying, physical fitness is not a priority for me. Next time you say, no, I don't have time to prepare or to eat healthy meals, you're just saying, well, my health isn't a priority for me. Well, next time you say, I don't have time to do something nice for my loved one, for my children, my spouse, you're just saying my relationship is not a priority for me. I know this is harsh. I know this is hard on the flesh, but it is the truth. So in order for you to become a better man or a better woman, spend your time wisely. Because it's a choice that we make. We choose what we spend, what we do with our time. Another truth that we must continuously, purposefully tell ourselves is the fact that just being busy is not the same as being productive. Just being busy is not the same as being productive. Because you see, we like to brag and really pop our shoulders to say, oh, I'm very good at multitasking. You see, that's another myth. Multitasking, the only time you can actually, in the real sense of multitasking, do anything, two things at the same time and give them your full attention is when one of them does not require you to think, to engage your mental faculty in what you're doing. Let me give you an example. You can be walking down the street and listening to music. You are multitasking because neither of them requires you to engage your mental faculty in doing that. But when you have to actually physically, mentally, psychologically, emotionally invest yourself in two things at the same time, it's almost impossible. So what people call multitasking is, I'll do a little bit of this, then I'll do a little bit of this, then I'll do a little bit of this, then I'll come back to this. That ain't multitasking. That's just shifting duties, shifting from one job to another. But the truth is, when you do that, you are actually less productive because you are not giving either of these two tasks your full concentration, your full attention, your full focus. And in most cases, the two of them will not be completed or will be completed not to the best standard that it could be. Number two, the time you shift from one to another, now you could say, oh, it's just a few seconds, but by the end of the day, those few seconds that you're switching from one to another could amount to half an hour that you've lost just in the course of shifting from one thing to another. But you see, you have been busy shifting, moving, but doesn't mean you're productive. Secondly, when you move from one task to another, scientifically it's been discovered that it takes you on average about 5 to 8 minutes for you to get into the groove of the new task at the almost maximum level of your productivity. So which means the first 7 minutes that you are spending on the new task, you're just fiddling, you're still trying to find your rhythm. Added to that is the fact that when you move to this new task, there's a residual memory of what you were doing before that you carry along to this new task. So while you're trying to do this new task, those residual memory are still going on. The clock in your head is still ticking. So you are really not giving it your full concentration or your full attention. Ultimately, it will probably take you longer to finish the two rather than if you concentrate on one, finish that and go to the next one. If you want to save time, instead of multitasking, try what they call grouping similar tasks together. If you want to write an email, send an email, reply to an email, group that together, allocate a time to read, and do the three within that allocated time. Rather than read your email, go and work on the report, then you come back and check your email, and then you go back, and then you come back and answer the email, and then you go back. Being busy does not guarantee that you are doing something useful. In fact, probably it just means you are doing a lot of things badly. So if you want to become a better man and become a better woman, rather than being busy, be productive. Be productive. Another truth that we must tell ourselves is that we need to give up the need, the hunger to impress other people. Let me say it this way. The only person you are competing with is the man or the woman in the mirror. The only person that you need to impress, that you need to convince, is the man or the woman that's in the mirror every time you look at the mirror. So stop trying to impress other people. Stop trying to gain other people's approval. Wayne Dyer said, people who want the most approval get the least, and people who need approval the least get the most. That's the irony of life. I know the world we live in, the circumstances, the environment says, oh, you must work on the external so that people can love and approve and relate and envy and gravitate towards you. But do you know how many people are doing that and then they go home and cry themselves to bed to sleep at night? Because you've tried to be Mr. Jones to the Jones, Mr. Kelly to the Kelly, Mrs. Wayne to the Waynes. You've at the end of the day, you come home, you're wondering, who am I? You've lost yourself in an attempt, in the effort to fit in, to satisfy, to make this happen, no. And then you wonder why you are confused about about your identity. Because all along you've tried to be somebody else. Let me say it this way. Happiness can never come from trying to impress others. It never. Happiness, true happiness, comes from being real and being authentic. Being real, being the real you, and being authentic and being comfortable in your authenticity. Joy is not an externally sourced phenomenon. Joy is an internally generated power. The only person that you should inspire, that you should aspire rather to impress, is yourself. The only person that you should aspire to impress is yourself. Because when you are impressed, when you are happy with yourself, everything around you will feel it, will know it, will react, will relate, will respond to it. So don't spend your life trying to impress others. Spend your life enjoying your authentic self. Unapologetically be happy because you alone, you are enough. You by yourself, on yourself, you are enough. How do I know that? You were born whole and perfect. You were born whole and perfect. And everything under your skin, everything on the inside of you has never stopped being whole and being perfect. So if every essence of your person is whole, is perfect, why do you think you need to seek and sought and crave and run after and bend over backward just so that some people can love you and approve of you when you're already perfect and whole? Become a better man. Become a better woman. Accept the fact that you are already enough. What's the time? We few minutes. Focus on the depth more than the surface. Focus on the depth more than the surface. There is much more to life than what you see at a glance. There is much more, so much more to life than this physical appearance. There is much more to life than everything that is shining and all of that. You remember the old adage, it is not everything that glitters that is gold. There is much more to each and every one of us than our name and our gender and our religion and our story and our occupation and what we have, what we don't have, who we know, who we don't. There is more to us than that. All those things are labels. They are stickers that we hang on ourselves. When the real you, the real person, your real essence is on the inside. Become a better man. Become a better woman by focusing on the depth of yourself, the inside, more than all this facade and the surface. Look beyond the appearance. Because when you do that, you will surely experience the truth of who you are. And finally, you need to tell yourself, I need to tell myself, we need to tell ourselves that nothing in life is ours to keep. Nothing. Nothing. Nothing in life is ours to keep. Not your spouse, not your children, not your job, not your friend, your family, your material, your struggle, your success, not your body, not even your life is yours to keep. You are only a custodian, a steward for a time over all the things in life. So, remember the Bible says it is expected of a steward to be found faithful. Because he will give account of his stewardship one day. If you see life from that aspect, if you see life from that perspective, then you will know that everything is for a time. When it is within your abode. Hallelujah. But don't be entangled that you won't let it go, because it was never yours to keep. Everything in life is given to us for a short period of time, for us to enjoy, for us to learn from, for us to appreciate, for us to love, but never for keep. Become a better man and a better woman. Live and let live. Ladies and gentlemen, I know tonight's program is slightly unusual, but I feel it's important that we need to visit these basic truths of life and really challenge ourselves, because in so doing, we are really progressing on this journey of discovery towards becoming better men and better women. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. I honor your commitment, your dedication to this platform. I know it sounds like you've heard that over and over again, but I never want to take this for granted. It's one thing for you to think you have something to say, but most importantly is that there is somebody out there who wants to commit a bit of their life, which is their time, to hear what you have to say. And I don't want to ever take that for granted. Thank you. I appreciate you. But remember, ain't over yet. We have a destiny to fulfill. We have a purpose. There is an assignment. There's a place that is set before us. And we will not give up. We will not cave in. We will not surrender until we arrive at our destination, where everyone that will see us will know. But more than that, they will confess that truly these are better men and better women. Until we meet again next week when we'll be looking at another topic, this is Tunde Disu saying, God bless you. Thank you. See you next week. Bye-bye.